Welcome to the SwitchClicksPodcast, episode 29, recorded on February 17th, 2021. So we're just going to get right into it. We just came back from an incredible Nintendo Direct that we've been waiting for nearly 2 years, maybe a year and a half. The wait was definitely worth it, I'd say. In our Discord, I shared that we both changed our Discord.
Our statuses, yeah.
Yeah.
We're really overwhelmed by the end of that Direct.
So they started it off with just showing some Xenoblade Chronicles 2, just casually. I thought it was just going to be nothing.
I thought it was going to be like some
Literally
random DLC or Xenoblade 3, something. And then,
but
and then Pyra
DLC for a different game.
Yeah, and then Pyra just turns around and says that she's been invited to Smash. She's in Smash. Who would have known? Who would have known?
Trailer-wise, kind of lame as like a trailer on its own on the intro bit, but it was funny because it didn't feel like Smash Bros. At all, so it was a really big surprise.
That was like the second time they did that too.
I feel like I forgot like half of the trailer because I was just trying to fix stream.
Yeah, I think I missed most of it.
TLDR, it was basically just a recap of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 story. And it got to the point where Rex was looking for Pyra. And then Pyra turns around and says that she's in Smash. And boom, we have the Smash reveal.
Yeah, it
wasn't much for
a
casual person.
I think it was honestly kind of like just the trailer itself is a little disappointing, since the last character that came out was Sephiroth, and he had like the best trailer in Smash Bros. History for a fighter, being a DLC fighter.
Suppose they wanted to copy off of Isabelle's reveal.
Yeah.
Where Smash launched. It kind of looked like an Animal Crossing game. But nope, that was Smash.
I really hope they're fun to play. Like, so far, most DLC fighters were like really fun and hype for like 5 matches maybe, and you're like, yep, this is definitely my new favorite character to play. And then a month goes by, and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna go back to like Pikachu or
Pokemon all the nerfs come in.
I personally just forget about a character, and I'm like, oh yeah, Sephiroth is in Smash. I haven't played Sephiroth yet. And then with Steve, I told myself, yeah, I'm gonna main Steve now. This is the number one character I wanted my entire life. And like I played him for like 5 rounds, and then I didn't touch the game. Pyra and Mythra look pretty cool. That they both have different, I guess, like maybe some elemental powers that they can switch between. I've never played. I don't know the context, but looks like Pyra has
like
fire
Ice Climbers
abilities
mixed with Pokemon Trainer. It seems.
That's true. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Actually, no, it's just Pokemon Trainer. I said Ice Climbers.
Pokemon Trainer, but it's a sword fighter. Pokemon Trainer, but it's a sword fighter.
Yeah, and people are already upset that it's another anime sword fighter.
But it's Nintendo. Okay, well.
But I think this one's honestly, it's easier to get by. I think it's just kind of upsetting. The last 3 characters in a row have been sword fighters. Steve is a little iffy. Still technically a sword fighter, but not to the same degree.
That's a lot of sword fighters.
And then you have Sephiroth to Pyra Mythra, which is that's a lot of swords. And especially considering and there was also like Byleth. And there was also trying to think of another one. I don't really think there was another one. The early DLCs did a good job of not having a bunch of sword fighters. Then the late ones were like sword fighter, sword.
Now, the next thing they showed throughout the Direct was Mario Golf Super Rush. Another Mario sports game, same as usual, made by Camelot. They decided to bring in Mii's, and my reaction was, oh, this is probably just something that they'll bring instead of Wii Sports Golf. Yeah. I don't know. It's just a sports game. It's just a Mario sports game.
Just for every Mario sports game, when you look at the trailer, you're like, huh, maybe this one will be really good. And then you play it, and you're like, it wasn't. It was just okay.
Now with the Mii's, there is some history with that, because I don't remember what game it was. I'm pretty sure it was maybe the 64 game, and I think maybe a Game Boy game or something. But one of them had characters, like human characters.
Yeah, the Game Boy Advance game was a full-on RPG.
So So having Mii's in the
That's
game isn't
something.
that far-fetched.
But then again,
Yeah.
having Mii's is kind of a big thing because we barely got any games that actually featured Mii's.
Yeah, like
True.
once you saw the
Which?
trailer, it gave you like a ton of hype because you're like, wait, they're using Mii's again? Like this is like a really maybe other
Random
games will start turning out Mii's. Then it hit us with Miitopia.
Miitopia. I've never played that game before.
I haven't either, but I've seen people play it, and
It looks super fun.
I really want to play it, especially considering how many Mii's are for no reason.
Kind of gives hope for all these other Mii games to come back. Maybe even Wii games, for that matter.
I think it's really cool maybe to like play Miitopia as a D&D almost, where you make choices, and each person gets to take control of their character. But there's no online multiplayer. That's what I was really hoping for.
Well, we didn't really see that much yet. I mean, they kind of just that the game exists and then showed us the same old stuff.
It is weird. It doesn't really seem like they're adding a lot, but it's like it kind of felt like a game that'd be like available now once the direct ends or something. But no, you have to wait a little bit.
Shadow Drop
couple
game, yeah.
I'm kind of hoping they make a physical version, but I doubt they're going to make a physical version. And I don't know what the price of the game is going to be. Hopefully $40.
Yeah, price is a big deal. I don't want to spend a ton of money on Miitopia, but if it's kind of cheap, I'll probably grab it. Sounds like a good time.
Sounds they include like a lot more content than we saw.
I just googled it, and the game is going to be $50 Canadian.
Are you kidding me? That is not a reasonable price in my opinion. Like you said, it should be like 40.
That's like 35, 40 American. So technically, it's reasonable for them.
Reasonable for them, but for us, it doesn't look nice.
Well,
it doesn't
it's
look
the
nice
same
as
price.
the price.
It just the bigger number
doesn't look
is
nice.
Scarier.
We know that Pokemon cards have been scarce as of late. Luckily enough, PokeNerds always has cards in stock. If you're in the market to collect a shiny Charizard, use code SwitchClicks to get 5% off your entire order.
What was that Octopath game? What was that?
Oh yeah,
Project something.
Triangle something.
Triangle strategy. That was it.
Yeah,
right?
Sure. Okay.
It sounds like a mobile game, a mobile chess game, like teach you the basics or something. But
in the style of Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, that
hopefully they end up
kind of cool.
Hopefully they end up renaming it, because Octopath Traveler really worked, but Triangle Strategy, no, you gotta change that.
That is, my favorite RPG is Triangle Strategy.
There was another look at the Ghosts and Goblins remaster, kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Well,
it was among the
one of the mana games. I don't remember which one is getting a full remake or remaster. Some people are really hyped for.
I think it's Legends of Mana.
None of us are really that crazy for it. Like none of the. I can see how people would be excited for like the Hades physical release and stuff.
Oh yeah, Hades physical release is very collectors.
It was very tiring getting through all of it, and then it hit you with heavy hitters at the end, which I didn't really care for, but these two kind of exploded over.
Before we talk about that, there was also the Age of Calamity DLC. If I'm being honest, I don't have much passion for that because they barely showed anything. All they showed was a couple of moving images and a list of stuff that they'll add that does not sound entirely interesting. Like, if they don't have story, they said they would add a couple of levels. Yeah, but I mean, if it's not anything major story related or whatnot, I have no interest for that. And like in comparison to the later announcements, I think this thing just pales in comparison.
And just in case the Zelda fans out there are were worried, yes, Breath of the Wild 2 is still happening. That's all the information we got.
Okay, well they did say it was going to be more info about their development, quote unquote, was going to be like showcased later this year. E3, I think. I think the description said summer 2021.
Yeah.
Sometime around there. And then they revealed that they were having another project that was coming soon. This was something everyone was, well, not everyone actually, but a lot of people were waiting for this. I guess the more dedicated Zelda fans were waiting for this game. It's Skyward Sword HD, an HD remaster of the last remaster of all the classic 3D Zelda games. And the thing about this is, well, you have a bunch of fans waiting for an Ocarina of Time remake. Well, sad to say for you guys, that didn't happen. We're getting Skyward Sword first, like I told you so. The special thing about this, the special thing about this remaster is that they actually converted the motion controls into button controls for those who are playing in handheld mode. So,
and it looks awful.
Rather than having to use separate Joy-Con to swing your sword and such, you would simply use the right stick to aim your sword. And yeah, I could see it working. I mean, it looks awful. People are probably gonna complain more than motion controls. But yeah, it was definitely not. It was definitely like, I guess, something I wouldn't expect, but at the same time I would. For a remaster, though, there's really not much to say. It's more so like a port with an upscale resolution. Nothing special.
Does Skyward Sword have a movable camera? Or is it static?
No, actually, you just simply have to use target. You simply have to target to move the camera. So press Z or ZL.
But there is set camera. I was thinking, like, if the right stick is to swing your sword, how would you move the camera around? But I guess if there's a set camera, not that big of a deal.
Yeah, either that or maybe if there is an option to turn off the stick controls. I don't know. We'll see.
Like, I get what they were going for, but I can just imagine, imagine
the magic
a
complaints.
game that isn't Skyward Sword, where the way you control your sword swipes is the right stick and what angles they're going at. If it's not like a rhythm game, that sounds horrible.
Cough, cough, Cadence of Hyrule, cough, cough. That's literally how you attack. You have to move into the enemy, but...
Well, that's still, like, moving to rhythm still.
Yeah, that's moving to
easier.
rhythm.
But, like, I don't know. Moving your stick
game where you use
to attack
the right stick to attack. It sounds horrible, but they gotta do what they gotta do.
Luckily, I guess Smash Bros. Kind of has that, like Smash attacks using the C stick.
That's just a fighting game, you know. What's new?
Yeah.
I will have to say though, many people, including, well, I guess you can include me as well. We were kind of just disappointed how the game, like the remaster, doesn't really look like a remaster per se, but more so like a port, like an upscale port.
Yeah.
I guess, they didn't really need to do anything because the art style was good enough. But it definitely could have used a little more because I never liked some aspects of the art style.
Remember,
anyways, enough of that.
They still have until July to fix some stuff up, so
could polish it, yeah, but we'll see. Speaking of July, well, it's actually June. Actually, E3's in June. They didn't show any other Zelda anniversary stuff in this direct, which is kind of surprising. It gives me the hint that they're gonna do it at E3 instead. The whole hint that they're gonna showcase Breath of the Wild 2 info.
I don't know, because E3 just announced that they're going digital this year, and they're not having they're not having a presence. That makes sense. How would they? like Nintendo can't build a booth for the 35th anniversary. My theory right now is they're just finishing up Mario's 35th anniversary. That ends on March 31st, which is at the end of Nintendo's quarter. So I'm thinking in March, we could have an announcement about the Zelda 35th.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe just like small games, and then Skyward Sword would be the big game, and then Breath of the Wild information would be at the end, and then I'm thinking they could do some remakes for the holiday season.
Remakes, though, that's the thing. There's only one that comes to mind.
Honestly, if they just remake Ocarina of Time, that will suffice
anybody. They will never do that because it costs them a lot more money than they would want to.
But imagine the money they get back.
Nope. They won't make as much money as if they were just to simply port it over. I can guarantee you that.
What if they remake the little-known Wii U Zelda game, Breath of the Wild? That sounds. That would be pretty cool for the Switch.
Okay, but in all fairness, I guess we'll have to see what happens. There's, everyone wants a certain Zelda game to come to the anniversary, and it's a little problematic because they can't just bring in all of them at once.
Remake Zelda 2. Let's go.
That's probably less likely to happen.
I'd actually be down. I'd be down for like a Final Fantasy VII remake, kinda, almost like where it completely shifts everything about the game for like Zelda 2 or something. Where
I can see that happening, but like, there's always the whole thing where people just hated that game.
I don't think anyone will be like, yes, Zelda 2 Adventure of Link, finally,
a Zelda
the
RPG
remake I've been waiting for.
We shall see.
The last thing that they announced was my.
Oh my gosh!
I was so hyped.
Once I
upload that reaction video, you'll see how hyped I am.
This was the craziest part. This reveal was right at the end. But wait, there's more kind of reveal, or the final reveal of the Direct. And it turns out to be a game that I don't think any of us expected to come this soon. It was Splatoon 3.
Now you say this soon, but it's been 5 years, and the time between Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2 were 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, okay, they only recently stopped doing special events. Well, actually, 2-ish years ago, they stopped.
Yeah, it was 2 years after release that they stopped support for Splatoon 2. But then they said, "Oh no, we're going to come back with the Mario anniversary."
I didn't expect them to do it this soon, though. For a game,
once it comes out, it will probably be a good game for me specifically because I liked Splatoon 1 when I played it, but I got it pretty late. And then I got the Switch when I actually got the Switch. It was too late in Splatoon 2's life, where it was already kind of dying, but not completely dead. So I didn't really get to play that one. So this one could be my revival. And I actually have friends now that would actually play the game with me. So
okay. Assuming I could get a hold of a NSO subscription, then I'm definitely guaranteed to go play that. But unfortunately, things are looking interesting.
Well, you have a year to do it, so
yeah.
It's probably another summer game, so you probably have roughly a year to get it. The only hope I have for the game is that they just just add so much more and give so much more support for the game other than Splatfest.
Maybe even give more freedom to the game, because I feel like the second game kind of felt really restricted on players.
It was almost a Splatoon 1.5. Everybody
it was a fine-tuned Splatoon 1. Nothing really different other than, no gamepad.
I like the idea of the quote-unquote zombies game mode, and then the expanded single player with the Octo expansion. I technically still haven't beat it yet, but I played it. I couldn't beat that final boss. That's like stupid hard.
Yeah, that stupid boss. The one I have for my profile picture.
Yeah.
That's a final boss? I thought
Yeah.
there was a character in the game.
It is.
The character from the first game.
Yeah.
The character from the first Splatoon game.
I really wanted them to show just a little bit more like teasing, but it looks like we could have customizable like load-in animations. When you come into the game, I guess your team chooses where you're gonna land, where we dropping, boys. And and when you load in, when you see both teams, it looks like each character had their own kind of animation style. So either it's gender specific, which kind of would be kind of lame, or we can maybe purchase them from the shop.
Oh gosh, get out of here!
Not with microtransactions, like with whatever coins they use in the game.
Okay, special emotes that you could unlock and purchase with the in-game currency. I would appreciate the game. I would appreciate it a lot more than I already do, because Splatoon 2 kind of felt empty. Even during its life, it felt empty.
I think Splatoon 3 would benefit from adding like a bunch of game modes, like kind of a zombies game mode where they're like, I don't know, octolings or something.
Salmon Run was kind of zombies.
Even like a battle royale, not actually battle royale, but like an elimination. It's pretty much a battle royale, but not like 100 people, like the typical. I don't know. It's like or whatever, but it's like a 1v1v1v1. I'm not going to continue.
Free for all.
Get repetitive. Yeah, free for all. Like I don't know, just spice it up a little bit, because even of the limited things I've seen in Splatoon 2, it kind of felt like, it's Splatoon 1, but different. Like it's the same formula with new levels and a new coat of paint.
You know what I want to see? Local multiplayer, please. Like what's so difficult? No, how about this? How about training mode where you play in a regular multiplayer match, but you go against bots? What's so bad about that? Like, why can't you do that when you could do it in a game like Call of Duty or something, where you bots into a multiplayer?
Because Nintendo is not Call of Duty.
But the thing is, they did that with story mode, though. They had, the same multiplayer modes in the story mode, and they had a perfectly working AI to do that. I don't know what's so bad about doing it in a regular multiplayer so you can practice.
I'm kind of hoping they add in like some kind of custom games thing where you can easily connect with your friends and then you can play together, and you can like mess with settings.
Yeah, but it's also Nintendo. So how well is the online experience really going to be?
Well, hey, they are updating their servers.
That won't change much when you think about it. It's all the netcode.
But like, not even the service itself. I'm just like the presentation, like the online. Minus Nintendo Online not being the best, just the presentation in like Smash Bros. And actually, Smash Bros. The main problem with Smash Bros. Is actually the internet. But like, they really just messed it up in with Pokemon and stuff. They kind of ruined online, like with friends. Like I don't know, just all the online stuff feels like secondary and just kind of worse, just not as polished as the rest of the game. So hopefully,
it's ironic to Splatoon. With Splatoon 2, Splatoon 2's issue was that most of the game was online. So if you happen to own the game, like if you happen to pay $80 for that game, and then you didn't get NSO, you're stuck with like maybe 25% of its content and nothing else to do because the game forces you to pay extra. I hope that Splatoon 3 doesn't follow that same path, because
it probably
I need a reason to actually play it.
Because Splatoon 2 came out before NSO, so they could have making it purely an online experience
They were already planning it until back then.
They weren't alienating a group of people until NSO came out. But now that NSO exists, it will be a lot harder to get away with. 85% of our game is online only.
Yeah,
you gotta spend $100 Canadian to actually play
basically play the game. It's an expensive game. Another thing I'm hoping for is an actual in-depth story mode. Okay, like I guess it's not the type of game that you expect a story in, but
seeing the beginning of the trailer,
they seem like they want to add story into it. It's almost like
the beginning of the game. I thought it was a spin-off. I thought it was like a Breath of the Wild type Splatoon single-player
open world
spin-off.
Splatoon game. I would definitely want to play that.
A single-player like first-person shooter style, or maybe a third-person shooter Breath of the Wild style type thing. Like that sounds like it would be a lot of fun. But Splatoon 3 is also cool.
It's like, just imagine how crazy a story mode could potentially be. Considering the foreshadowing from Splatoon 2 already.
I do find it funny.
If they go down that route.
I do find it funny how a game having an open world has kind of devolved now into a Breath of the Wild type game.
That's a fair point. I guess you could say.
It's like how jazz music is now music that has Persona 5 vibes.
Also,
yeah,
pretty much. I guess you could say that.
I kind of had an idea. Like I don't know if you guys know this, but you probably do. The Mario Kart developers are the division that develop Splatoon. So they must be working on Splatoon 3, obviously. So does that mean that we're probably not going to get a Mario Kart 9 pretty soon? They probably all spent all this time making a Splatoon 3. I'm kind of hyped for a Mario Kart 9 if that ever happens.
I
think I would have been more excited for Mario Kart 9 than Splatoon 3, but that's also just because I don't care a ton about Splatoon.
I'm the opposite. I don't know what's there to really introduce with Mario Kart. Because I mean,
if anything,
Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 8 already felt like a really polished game to me, personally. Compared to whereas Splatoon, it's a fairly new IP. They have lots of room to improve on there. Whereas Mario Kart 8 Deluxe kind of feels definitive in a way.
Yeah, with Mario Kart, I think the way to evolve it would be to go like the route of Double Dash or something, and make it more of a gimmick per game, or maybe kind of turn it just into it's no longer Mario Kart. This is like Nintendo Kart, and it's almost Smash Bros. Style. But I don't think I'd want that badly.
I think they could do sticking with like a Smash Brothers Ultimate style, where they bring everything in. They could bring back every single map, bring back Double Dash, make it called like Double Dash mode or whatever. Bring back all the battle modes, all the characters.
Like instead of having an
penultimate game.
I think the 8 is kind of stupid, if I'm being honest, in Mario Kart 8. Like, they should have just brought back character-specific super moves from Double Dash.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Like, they bring those back. They bring, like, I don't know. They can do enough with Mario Kart to where I think Mario Kart 9, or they could stick with it and make it like a Mario, like, make Mario Kart 9 a thing and then have Mario Kart 10 be, now this is the ultimate Mario Kart, and, like, they're not really making any more after this or something. Like, this is now the Mario Kart or something. I don't know. But I don't think they're going to stop making Mario Kart because it's kind of a money maker.
That's their primary moneymaker. It sells the most, of course. Just, I would rather see them explore Splatoon more because, like I said before, it's a fairly new IP. It's barely even 6 years old, so there's a lot of potential. Mario Kart, I can definitely play anytime. It's something, kind of just own. You can go back to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of there. I'm not expecting much from it, to be honest. It's just Nintendo's moneymaker.
Yeah, but it's not like Mario Kart's been bad quality games. Like, I think every Mario Kart is good, like really good,
Oh, yeah,
and really
definitely.
polished.
It
It doesn't feel like
statistically.
losing money. Let's just pump a Mario Kart out.
The
It's
fact
almost kind of
that
like a Smash Bros. To a lesser degree, where it's like, this will make a lot of money, but at the same time, we're not gonna just like not care.
yeah,
Which is kind of
it's not
just
like Game Freak. I don't want to say bad things against Game Freak, but you know, it's Mario Kart
yeah.
is there.
I think that's probably the biggest positive with Nintendo, minus Pokemon, I guess, that all their games, even if they just kind of didn't really care about it, they would make money if they just churned out games, knowing that they'd make money, kind of like Game Freak.
Some sort of
They don't
quality
do that.
control.
They kind of like every main IP Nintendo game is quite quality. I think.
Yeah.
I can't really think of a Nintendo game, like a Nintendo game that was like a main Nintendo game that other than some Pokemon games where I was like, wow, that really wasn't good. But even then,
Honestly, yeah,
Pokemon games, I don't think they're
I
really
can't think
not
of one
good. They're just worse.
can't think of a big Nintendo game that's actually bad.
Like I can think of ones I don't like. I don't like some of the Pokemon games. I don't love
Some of them are all like,
Mario Sunshine,
contracted developers.
but
Anyways, that's
it's just crazy. But
yeah.
Splatoon, and they'll probably
Splatoon.
continue that trend with Splatoon, where even if it isn't like super crazy, it will be like a really well-made game, no matter what. So it will be exciting to see what they do with it.
I just hope it doesn't end up being another Pikmin, or just kind of died off randomly.
Oh, yeah.
Pikmin was kind of just there. Like you have like the 4 games, and then no news on the next one for who knows how long, and then boom, a deluxe version of the 3rd game. Like,
Yeah,
I hope it's
still coming. Miyamoto said like 5 or 6 years ago.
I just hope Splatoon doesn't end up like that. I see a lot of potential.
F-Zero, dead at the bottom of the ocean right now.
Rip F-Zero.
Star Fox.
The popularity in Japan for Splatoon is just insane, so I doubt it'll die fast.
Thank gosh for that.
Yeah. The Japanese are carrying us.
I would definitely take it as a shooter game that I'd stick to, a multiplayer shooter game I'd stick to.
Thank you for joining us and discussing the latest Nintendo Direct. We would love it if you could follow us on Twitter and listen to future episodes on Spotify and iTunes. Join our Discord for insight on future episodes, and see you next time on the Switch Clicks Podcast.